ist ja doch immer noch ein Hobby. Ja, das gibt auch. Så skitser känns det där. fun.
All right, I think we are all set here. The results after game 4. Kelly Kulik is 24-21 over Josh Blanchard, who is 24-07. Very, very close. And only 30 pins back is Sin at 23-77 and Svensson at 23-37. So you can see it's a very, very close event there for the top 4.
It is indeed, yes. Three games to go. We're just looking at Magnus Jonsson, James Grofman, Lee Jane Sin, I don't know how to spell it, and Jesra Tam.
Yeah, and actually the 5th place person, Johnson at 23-32, basically when you look at that, 80 pins separates 1st through 5th. So that makes for a very interesting 3 games to go here.
Yeah, you get 30 pins bonus, so it's not that much.
No, well, you know what? It's not that much, but that 30 pins, I'll tell you right now, when you look at those 5 players, 2 or 3 of those players obviously are going to enhance themselves by winning at least 2, if not all 3 games.
Yep.
And that's really going to propel them. It's going to make it very tough for 1 or 2 of the other players that do not win those individual games to advance and gain pins on the players or keep up with the players that are ahead of you already. So 240 game and winning the game gives you a 70 pin bonus at that point, whereas the player that bowls 250 and loses gains 50 pins and then loses 20. So we look at the scoreboard up there. Magnus Johnson unfortunately has an open there, so James Gruffman takes the early lead in that game. Magnus comes back with a strike there in the 5th frame. Lee Jane Sin and Jazreel Tan have a pretty close match going on there, only a 1-pin game.
So we have 3 women in the final, in the top 8. I think that's a lot.
It seems like it's a lot, but when you want to start doing the math, how many times do you not have any ladies in the top 8? So it's amazing the way that happens and fans out. In the PBA, we don't bowl any handicap events.
Yeah, I know.
It's just the ladies
just
versus the men, and the scores fall out as they may. But I do believe that there is something to be said for the 6 to 8 pins per game that the ladies get per game when you look at things going accordingly whenever we bowl in the international events, be it Asia or Europe.
Yep.
And what's that exact number? You know what? Somebody may say this week it's a little too many. And at the same
maybe, yes.
Maybe, and there's events that we bowl that there's no lady in the top 10, 12, 15. So do they need more? Well, it's a little hard to adjust that after the tournament takes place.
That's always a handicap question.
Yes, exactly. So
somebody in the chat wants to know what are your thoughts about the pattern? You said it already a few days ago, but not
Well,
everybody was.
No, that's okay.
Listening.
The pattern was very tight this week, even though there are only 17, just shy of 18 mils of oil on the lane. The pattern definitely played tight for all of the players, especially in the beginning. But the pattern itself, for the most part, played fine. Personally, Parker Bohn couldn't figure out how to get out of his own way. I tried to get through the Desperado squad last night.
Yeah, I saw
Actually,
it.
I had an opportunity, and I let it slip away. I had a bad shot in the 10th frame, or I very possibly could have been bowling today. But, everything evens out at the end, and sometimes
right.
it's good,
Yeah.
sometimes it's bad.
Yeah. Who do you think can make it to the stepladder finals?
Well, you're looking at, I'm going to say right now, Kelly Kulik leading. Kelly,
Yeah, she
fortunately,
looks very strong.
She looks very strong. She's definitely feeling confident right now. The fact that she's leading with 3 games to go, I'm going to go with the hometown girl. She grew up an hour north of where I grew up, back in the
Okay.
States, and we both live in New Jersey. So I'm going to lean towards Kelly, I'll say superseding and going forthright, but you can't consider anybody really out of it. These 8 players obviously have figured out how to knock over the pins better than everybody else.
Yeah.
They have figured out how to get their ball to go through the pins in such a way that, well, the scores speak for themselves. They're
Yeah.
still standing. Everybody else is watching.
Magnus just shot in his first game the third 300 of the tournament.
Yeah, and there's something to be said for that. Obviously, he's figured out something that a lot of the other players have not.
Yeah.
So, and even when you look at his game now, he had the unfortunate 6-3 there in the 3rd frame, and now he's strung 4 to come back. And really, right now, this game is, I'll say, nip and tuck. It's on the edge of the seat. And
Yeah. 2 pins.
2-pin game
Yeah.
with 2 frames to go. I'm going to tell you right now, this game can go in anybody's direction.
That's right. Yeah.
9 can pop up anywhere. So.
Let's see what Kelly does on the other lane. Okay. Against Josh.
Yeah, I believe she just got 9 spare. Yeah, right
Yeah.
there, it's popping up. So, you're talking in a 10-pin game. Josh obviously was a leading qualifier after everybody got done through Saturday night. So he shot 300 over, and I'll tell you right now, that's a very, very impressive score when you look at the overall, how many bowlers.
Was the only one who
He
shot
was the only one.
1500 series.
So I'm not going to count him out of anything right
No,
now.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, Jasper, front 7.
Yeah, Jesper with the front 7, and obviously front 7 is going to make a statement right now when we let's see where he's at. He's
At 4th position.
4th position. Yeah, 4th position with the front 7. Guess what? He's not in 4th any longer.
No, not really.
It's clearly that he's going to win the game. As the player that he's bowling against has all spares, with the exception of the 1st frame. So as a continuation on, it looks like he got 6 or 7 from the angle we're at. As Jazzy gets up there and throws another strike. What a player she's turning out to be. Wichita State bowler, went to a very good college back at home, and I think it has made her game even another notch higher than she was prior to going to college, and she's just worked and worked and worked to become better and better each and every time.
So Jasper lives in USA, in States.
She was living in the USA.
Okay.
I don't know if she currently is.
Yeah.
She travels the world competing in a bunch of different international events all over the place.
Yeah, I read her name in a lot of tournaments, yeah.
Yeah, so she's not afraid to get up there and bowl and compete against a man on any level. As we're looking right now, Jazzy is at a 1-pin deficit with 2 frames to go in her current game. Magnus Johnson, well, he finds himself in the driver's seat right here. He can get up and throw a double in the 10th and walk away with this game. Oh my,
Brooklyn.
big Brooklyn shot there. That was a big Brooklyn strike.
So Jasper's stepping up on 25.
Jasper with the front 7. The game is irrelevant. It's just a matter of how many pins he's going to get to his advantage here. looked like a pretty good
Yep.
shot from this angle.
Yeah,
He's going to swish him
was
and
the
move
eight.
him around, yeah.
And he's throwing Eurotrain the whole tournament long.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When you look at his game, he's definitely that type of bowler that can do something with a urethane ball that most other players cannot. He's unique. He's different. And the fact that he can do that, I mean, more power to him. It's working good for him. But when that urethane ball doesn't work, well, then it's a flip of a coin as to which way he's going to go. But I cannot take anything away from him. He's been bowling, absolutely amazing with that urethane ball. He's proven himself. I believe he won one of the international events just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So he certainly knows how to make that ball go through the pins in such a way that, well, needless to say, he's going to find himself up once again amongst the leaders, if not in the lead here very shortly. Front 8 going for 9.
Oh, sounded like
Solid
the 7
8.
pin.
I'd say solid 8 if
Solid 8?
anything.
Okay.
Yeah, from this angle, I'm going to say a solid 8 pin if he did not strike. And Magnus Johnson is going to add 67 to currently where he's at right now, so we're going to check that out. Going accordingly here. And Kelly Kulik, coincidentally, is bowling Josh Blanchard right now, so that's a big game. And Magnus Johnson was, unfortunately for him, he was behind Jesper Svensson, who, well, needless to say, is going to bowl a very big game this game. So,
Yeah, Josh is in the lead. I think 14 pins, when I'm right.
Yes, he has 14 pins, and it looks like he's got control of the pocket where Kelly, that 7 count, there's a little bit of skepticism up there. And that one completely missed the head pin. So Kelly's having a little rough go of it right now. I must have put the jinx on her. It wasn't intentional.
There's another question from the chat. What do you think about the two-handed style?
You know, the two-handed style, folks, is something that's going to be with our sport for an indefinite amount of time. Much like, and I say this all the time back in the U.S., because professional bowling's been on TV in the U.S. since basically 1960. But in the U.S., one of the things that gravely changed our sport forever was a guy named Mark Roth. Mark Roth could hook a bowling ball more than most people, and he did things to a bowling ball that when his ball went through the pins, it opened everybody's eyes, and they really wanted to watch the way that the pins would dance around. Well, he single-handedly revolutionized the sport of bowling. The reason that people hook a bowling ball today mainly is because of what Mark Roth did in the late 70s and early 80s on TV. So when you watch the two-handed styles, what the power that they can generate, what they can do once again with a bowling ball, be it Oscar Palermo, obviously Jason Belmonte, and there are a handful of other two-handed players. Jesper Svensson is the first one on the left side to really break through and make things work. What they can do with a bowling ball, I'm going to say honestly, is unparalleled.
Yeah.
So when it works, it looks really cool. Obviously, we all know it's a game of spares and strikes, but it seems like when they get lined up, they can throw 1 or 2 more strikes than the average person.
I was also impressed yesterday from Marshall when he injured his thumb a few days ago, and then thought, okay, I just bowl two-handed and make the cut and throw 1400 series.
But he's got youth on his side.
Yeah, okay. But
I'm not going to get up there and start throwing it two-handed. If I do, you're going to find me in the local hospital.
Yeah, me too.
But it will be. You're going to see 20% of our kids throughout the world over the next 10 years. I say 20% are going to try the two-handed measure at one time or another. To what extent they do it, well, that's going to depend how much time and effort they put into it and where they take it to. Josh Blanchard just threw a strike there in the 9th frame. So, strike up for him. Kelly Kulik's going to find herself needing a couple of strikes here with a good wood on the fill ball to put any pressure at all on Josh.
Yeah, and not to lose many pins.
Not to lose many pins, exactly. That was a pretty good shot she just threw there. Strike in the foundation frame, 9th frame. So, and unfortunately Jesper went light and threw an open there in the 10th frame, so that I'll say as much as he bowled 250, Magnus Johnson was really happy to see that for the fact that he only lost roughly 20 pins. So the only one that we don't know is what happened to the match between Jazzy and Sin.
Okay, we will see.
I'm going to say Sin looked like she was winning the game.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she lost.
On the right corner. Eight pins.
So Jazzy wins the game. She's going to pick up a little bit, but she's not picking up a lot. The biggest thing about that game was the fact Lee Jane Sin losing picks up a considerable amount of pins for 36, but unfortunately for her, she does not win the game, losing that 30-pin bonus. So right away, Jesper Svensson jumps ahead of her back up into 3rd place. It's as simple as that. Kelly has already thrown the first strike, even though we don't see it on the live scoreboard. This is a very, very important shot for her in this match.
Yeah.
Really good, solid shot. Solid foundation there at the foul line. She posted it as good as anybody at that moment in time, and now it's just a matter of getting 8 pins to secure the fact, 7 pins actually, secure the fact that Josh needs the
first one. Yeah.
She's not going to leave anything in the bag. She's going to go for every pin she can, especially in this time of the game. When there's only 2 games left, you're not going to throw that extra pin or 2 away trying something that can be very vital. And the release sounded pretty solid.
So she's going for 222.
She's going to post 222. Josh will need the first strike here if he's going to win this game. If not, Kelly is going to extend her lead, and in a big way she's going to extend her lead for the fact that, one, she's going to win the game, even though she may not win by much against Josh, but this is a very, very important shot at this moment in time. You don't throw them much better than that one. I don't even have to see it just by the sound of it.
Yeah.
That's about as high flush as it gets. So Josh is going to, well, let's say avoiding the catastrophe 5 count. Josh is...
Yeah, he should keep the ball in the lane, so
yeah,
I think that would not be that problem.
I wouldn't say that, but, I'm not going to say much. I've seen 5 counts pop up here and there that have been very, very costly and unforgiving at the wrong time. Josh is getting set, taking place here. Another great shot. So 230 something for Josh.
Makes him 260.
Yeah, that's going to move him right into the lead right now. And Kelly with 222. Jesper Svensson's going to pick up some, but he's still going to find himself there in 3rd place.
Yeah, it should be 3rd place, yeah.
Yeah, 3rd place. He's going to be about 60 pins behind Kelly, but, that being the case, it's still going to be nip and tuck there with 2 games to go.
Okay, 237. So let's wait until the results are updated.
It's another really big game coming up here if you want to look at it. Kelly just got done bowling against Josh Blanchard.
And now gets the runner-up.
Now she gets to bowl against Jesper Svensson. My heart tells me if Kelly wins this game, she's locked for the top 3. And don't worry, Jesper knows the same thing. There's only one game to go. He's in third.
Sure. Yeah.
He's got to keep bringing it on, because if he doesn't bring it on, he knows that the players in 4th and 5th are not just going to say, hey, we feel sorry for you. Picture of Josh Blanchard throwing a shot and leaving that lazy half 10. So same shot for Kelly, half 10. So moving a pair, leaving a 1-pin spare. The great thing there is you fill the frame, you move along. It's only the first frame.
Okay, I just update the results. Josh is in the lead.
Yep. Josh went around Kelly.
Yep. With 26.74. And Kelly with 26.51. Jesper has 26.23. And Sin 26.21. Johnson 25.99. 5.36.
When you're talking 75 pins between 1st and 5th. So makes for a really, really tight 5-man race for 3 spots.
Okay.
When you look at that, you have 75 pins between 1st and 5th. Basically anything can happen. As far as down here, Jazzy Tan really has to bowl some incredible score here for the last 2 games to have any chance. And Ruffman and Ridween, well, unfortunately, they're bowling for, I'll say, one of the lower spots in the top 8. Still an outstanding week. They may not get the spots at the top, but I'll tell you right now, when you're looking at top 8 with as many
in this
people,
field, yeah,
it's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, Jesper Swenson
open
chopped
frame.
the spare open frame there in the 2nd frame, but I mean, that's the wrong person to do it against, Kelly Kulik, but I can tell you this, that she wholeheartedly knows and respects what he can do with a bowling ball. The fact that it's not out of the question. He could throw a lot of strikes here, throw a big string, and still get a very big game. That's not what she wanted to do at that time. Errant shot by Kelly. Josh Blanchard leaving a solid 9 over there. Or a 4-pin, one or the other. A little hard to tell from this angle here.
Easy pickup.
Yeah, well,
it looks like an easy pickup
when they all fall down.
Yeah.
She made it look easy, that's for sure. She didn't even need the help of the wall. She just politely said, okay, head pin, go over there, take out the 10-pin, let me fill the frame, and move right along.
I have two another questions from the chat.
Okay.
They wanted to know which tournament are you playing next?
The next thing that we're going to play, all the players now from the U.S. and obviously a couple of the European players here that participate in the U.S. We're going to go home for a day or a day and a half because now we're going to all meet up by next Thursday night in the great state of Maine, as far in the northeast corridor of the United States as you can get. We're bowling in Portland, Maine, about 2 hours north of Boston.
Okay.
If we can shovel our way through snow up there. God knows they've had some record-setting snowfalls this year. But we're going to take place in the PBA Team Challenge. It's going to go up there. There's 8 teams. There's 5 players on each team, and we're going to make a bunch of TV shows. We're going to tape a bunch of TV shows.
Yep.
They're going to be shown over the next couple of weeks. And, well, needless to say, I'd like to hope that our Brunswick team is going to take everything when it's all said and done.
It's not the PBA League. It's another event.
No, it's the PBA League.
It's PBA League.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, it is the PBA League. And then after that, that's going to culminate on Sunday when we get done taping all the shows. Then we're going to have a main shootout. It's a singles tournament. It's going to be, the entire tournament is going to be contested with 64 players.
Okay.
A best 2 out of 3 every round. So it's literally 2 players, the best 2 out of 3 when you're going accordingly there. And you win 2 matches, you advance. Unfortunately, if you lose 2, your week or your event is done. And that's going to take place Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday night, they're going to crown a champion. It's going to be $10,000 first place and an additional PBA title.
Yeah.
So
nice
very
format.
Yes, yeah. Very exciting time coming up, obviously, back in the U.S., especially in the state of Maine. I will tell you this, I've been a bona fide PBA member for almost 30 years, since 1985. We have never bowled a PBA tour stop in the state of Maine.
Okay.
So, matter of fact, not even a PBA regional. So I know that the event is sold out. The players are going to put on a good show, and the fans up there are really looking forward to having a great time.
We have also viewers from the US. One user from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. And he's asking if your son is in Tennessee.
My son is in Tennessee. Actually, yeah, I do have a son I have 2 sons that live down there in Tennessee. One that lives in Nashville, one that lives in Knoxville. And my son lives in Knoxville. He goes to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. So, yeah, if you happen to see him walking through there or participating on the college campus, that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Feel important when we have people like that standing by us.
Yeah.
Josh Blanchard having an unforced error there, throwing, missing or riding by the 4-pin that he left.
Yes. Okay.
Kelly throwing an open frame in the 3rd frame. I'll say, unfortunately for her, fortunately for Jesper, throwing the match, although it's early, throwing it right back in his hands. Great shot by Jesper Svensson. Ridwan liking that shot. Dutch 200. It's not bad if you're trying to do that, but that's not exactly the way you're looking to gain some pins.
Yes, yeah.
So Kelly better settle down here. She's got to keep her act together and make some quality shots and get back on the track.
Ooh.
And that is not what she wanted right now.
It's a classic 2-8-10.
Yeah, classic 2-8-10. Unfortunately, another open frame. And when you're looking at the fact that you only have a game and a half to go, this is not what she needed to happen here. Back to respect. She's going to respect her opponent, but she needs to respect herself and dig down a little deeper and do what she knows how to do best.
Will she realize what Josh is throwing a few lanes beside her?
I don't know. I don't know what he's thrown or how he's going about doing it. Obviously, right now he's got a 10-pin to cover there. You know, but when you look at his pace, nobody there in the top 3 right now is really through 5 frames. Jesper's bowling 2-0. Josh is bowling 1, and he just missed another 1-pin spare.
Lack of concentration?
Yes, it is. you know, one slipping by you, anything can happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I'm perfect, and there's not a bowler out here
No,
that's
nobody's perfect.
but to miss two of them
In such a
4 frames
yeah.
in literally the semi-final game before the top 3 stepladder, he's got to be beside himself right at the present moment. Meanwhile, Jesper's thinking, "Oh my God, look at this! I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go have to look for a couple Christmas cards early." I don't know what's happening down at the other end there.
Let me see.
Sin and Johnson, we got a
Tight match, 1-pin match between
but
Jeffrey 10 and
they're only bowling 180.
yeah.
So Sin has got somewhat of a commanding lead, and Kelly Kulik is absolutely lost right now. She's got to be baffled.
Do you have yourself any pre-shot routine or concentration hints? Do you follow any routine before your shots?
My pre-shot routine is the same all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm sitting in the back, I'm sitting in the settee area, I'm running through my head, you know, what ball I want to have, where I'm going to put my feet, what position I'm looking at out on the lanes. Great spare by Kelly there. What hand position I'm going to use, how hard I'm going to throw the ball. I know all of that prior to me getting up. Once I get up to the ball return, I pick up the bowling ball, I wipe it in my towel 2 or 3 times, put the towel down, hand over the hand dryer. I'm going to pick up my right shoe. I'm going to feel underneath there to make sure I don't have any pebble or I didn't step in something. Anything that can, I'll say, make me slide or stick more than I want to at the foul line. Then I'm going to walk up and get set. Once I'm set and locked in, I'm going to get ready, and the ball's going to go down the lane.
6-pin?
Looks like a 6-pin. Yes, it is. 6-pin from here.
Someone's asking if you will, when do you will go two-handed?
When do I go two-handed? No, I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. My total two-handed shots, even in practice, don't total up to about 15 or 20. So, and I am certainly not very good at it. I'm not built like Jesper Svensson. There's a two-handed lefty at home that actually, he grew up in the same center I did, and he's actually very good. I believe in years to come, you're going to see him come over here and play, you know, a couple of the European events and obviously in the Asian events. He's only 17 right now, but wow, he can do quite a bit with a bowling ball.
Okay.
So his name is Matt Russo, and you will see him in years to come.
I heard this name sometimes. Yeah.
He knows how to do things with his other hand that I can't take care of. So.
So let's see what Kelly does. Seems she changed the ball.
She had to change the ball. She's got one strike with a couple of opens and you know, maybe 1 or 2 bad shots. But when you look at her 6-frame regiment starting this game, she is not very happy with it. And if she doesn't get something on the stick and bail this game out with a 190 or 200, she's going to find herself in a lot of trouble. Josh Blanchard making at least hopefully what looks like another 1-pin spare.
Yeah,
so
one pin spare.
But he finds himself falling behind with 2 frames to go here. Jesper Svensson not liking that shot, going light for 3-9, avoiding the split.
Do you know how this pin constellation is called in Germany?
I can't say that I do that.
It's called Schwiegermutter.
I don't even know if I want to attempt to say that. I'll probably say something that shouldn't be said over the airwaves here.
No, that's it's nothing bad. Nothing bad.
Oh my goodness.
But everyone wants to kill her.
Everybody what?
Wants to kill her.
Wants to kill her.
So, the 2 pins only.
Okay. I think Jesper knows how to take care of this one.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty nicely done. Filling the frame. I mean, when he looks at his scoreboard right now, he just doesn't want to do anything stupid. Make some good shots, fill the frames. Hopefully get a double up there and, you know, just add to his already accumulating pinfall, but...
Oh, Jazrael, 3 splits in the last 4 frames.
Jazrael,
Just 159.
Yeah, well, she wasn't really in contention prior to that point, so she is definitely out.
Definitely out, yeah.
Magnus, although he's going to only bowl 180. Kelly gets up there and throws a convincing strike there. So Magnus...
Kelly can max out 208.
Yeah, well, Magnus shooting 180, not the greatest. The fact that he's winning the game is literally going to hang him in there and give him one more opportunity to bowl a big, big game here. He's going to need a big game. He needs 260 or better if he's going to get there. I don't think anything less is going to give him a chance.
Another 6 pin.
Another 6 pin, almost 6-8. Jesper looks like he's fighting it a little bit himself, maybe forcing it to keep it in the pocket there. You start doing that, as much as you're filling a frame, you don't want to force it to get it there. If you got to force it, that's not good. Frame filler there for Jesper Svensson. Tell you what, if Kelly bails this game out with anything, she's going to retain very close, being right there behind Josh Blanchard, if not possibly going ahead of him, based on what he does as well in the 10th frame. Ooh. That's a tough one to swallow right there. That's a great shot she just threw. It was certainly not a ringing 10. That high flush 10 pin where the pins go straight back. And Josh did not strike as well, so.
This game is over?
Yeah, the game is over. Kelly's not gonna win the game, as we have a small problem there. They got to reset the 10 pin for Kelly because it had moved off spot. Kelly makes a spare. Josh is shooting another 1-pin spare down there, and all right, well, at least he's got that one narrowed down. Made the last 3, that's good.
A lot of questions coming in.
I'll tell you what, questions can roll in, but I'm going to tell you, if you're watching this tournament, the 3rd place position of Jesper Svensson literally has just taken the lead of the tournament. He leapfrogged from 3rd to 1st. And Kelly and Josh are, well, neither one of them are helping themselves right now. So they're going to falter down, and we're going to see how the rest of the tournament fans out here over the next 10 frames, obviously.
Exactly the same shot.
That's amazing. She literally has thrown 2 perfect shots. One was a high flush 10 pin that easily could have went, and that one there was just as high flush. The ringing 10 that moved. As a player, though, the good thing is the confidence is at least she hit the pocket, so she knows or has an idea of where she wants to go from there. Doesn't help her score, but it certainly helps her ability to get the ball to the pocket. Jesper come out of nowhere here, I'm going to say, in the last two games. Goes from being down in 4th or 5th place to the tournament lead now with one game to go. Not where he wanted that one, but it's a fill ball, so he's not going to lose sleep over it. Basically, that last shot she threw was just as good as the two prior to that. Ball entered the pocket just a little bit differently. Obviously, the 10-pin went down pretty easily. It's going to be an interesting position round here coming up.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for updating the results.
Players, just give them a minute, they'll update the scores there, but Jesper Svensson has certainly gone into your tournament lead going into the last game.
Okay, we have our updated scores. So, as you already told, Jasper's in the lead with 28.73. Then Josh 28.58, and Kelly has 28.35. And Sin in place 4, 28.30.
So Sin is right there.
Also Magnus Johnson also has abilities with 28.11. And
well, when you break it down like that, you have 5 players
fighting for the 3 spots.
Fighting for the 3 spots, and it literally can go anywhere. 62 pins from 1st to 5th. Folks, don't go anywhere. You have 10 frames of fame coming up here right now. Oh. Anything can happen for any one of these players.
It should be game 6. Okay. Okay, Josh is playing against Jasper.
So 1st and 2nd.
Yeah.
Josh just bowled that pair 2 games ago, so he has somewhat of an idea where he wants to play, but we all know that the lanes change. He just shot at a 1-pin spare again, and I'm going to hope that he made that one. I don't know. Got to look at a scoreboard and try to go from there. Meanwhile, Lee Jane Sin gets up there and throws a double to start her game. So as Kelly started with a strike this game. We pull up the scoreboard for Kelly.
One moment. Okay.
She has started now with a double. She just threw another strike, so Obviously, this ball change that she made over here, she still continued to throw that ball down there, and it's made a difference for her. Jane Sin has a front 3 over here, so
could be really interesting frames.
It just made 4 people very close. Obviously, Magnus is not out of it by any means, but the open early on in this final game has all but put his back to the wall. He's got to throw a big string of strikes here to not only to overcome the open, but to really put himself in contention. And that's not how to go about doing it. No. So now the match between Jesper Svensson and Jesper just went light and left the spare, so.
Let's see if Kelly can make it 3 in a row.
She liked the shot.
It's the same ball she used on 17.
Yeah, whatever she changed to, that certainly
that was good.
made a big difference here. So now the only big match we got to see right now is between Jesper and Josh. They're bowling all the way down at the other end of the bowling center, so we can't. All we can do is watch them play. We have to actually watch the scoreboard to figure something out. Lee Jane Sin goes light and leaves the 2-pin only, so fortunately for her, Jesper filled the spare. Josh Blanchard working on a strike. Looking for the double up here. Sounded pretty good. I'm going to say like that one pretty healthy. So double up, taking a little bit of a lead. Going into the 4th frame. And Kelly Kulik's opponent looks a little bit puzzled right now, missing the head pin but making the spare there in the 2nd frame. And now going through the nose there in the 3rd frame, so. A little bit of a mishap, but once again he's still in this top 8 field, so. Knows how to make things accordingly. Jesper Svensson, that sounded pretty solid for a strike there in the 4th frame. As Magnus Johnson gets up here in front of us. Strike on what appears to be his easy lane. He's got that right lane figured out, but he has to get that left one figured out if he's going to get anywhere. Down at the other end, Josh Blanchard working on a double. I'd say that's at least a 10-pin. He's going to hope nothing else is standing up there. Kelly Kulik working on 3 in a row. A little bit high for a 4-pin maybe. Yes, we have something standing up there at the other end, so it's either 4-pin or 4-7.
Yeah, Josh Bantle was only single pin.
Jane Sin, 10-pin and missing it here in the 5th frame.
Not a good time for missing it.
No, not in the final game. My goodness.
Josh spares it up.
Josh spares it up, so that remains to be a 2-pin game. Magnus is not enjoying this lane whatsoever.
Looks like a
2-10.
Well, there's another pin. 2-4-10.
2-4-10. Either way, he's got a big design down there. Something that he's not really appreciating, the fact that his ball's going light, and light on that left lane.
Jesper with a strike.
And Jesper was sure a strike on that one. See how things fan out here for Lee Jane Sin.
Kelly with another strike.
Magnus Johnson, for the most part, is basically done. It's down to a 4-player race for 3 spots on the top 3 stepladder final. The players in 1-2, Jesper Svensson and Josh Blanchard, are nip and tuck down there. Lee Jane Sin working on a spare. Great shot there for a strike. You watch Josh Blanchard get up here, working on a strike, and really like that shot, so. Giving himself a double, puts him back up into the lead of that tournament.
Kelly 10 pin.
Kelly left another ringing 10 pin, so. Magnus Johnson finds himself shooting 2-8-10 or 2-4-8-10 on this left lane, and he's puzzled. Trust me, as a player, that's not any fun at all. The ball continues to get to the same spot. You know he's moving.
Yeah.
You know he's making an adjustment, but the ball does not want to respect it down the lane. Jesper Svensson getting up there, throwing a really healthy triple. More or less telling Josh Blanchard, just hold on here a second. I know you're in the lead, but I'm not going anywhere. And Lee Jane Sin 4-pin on that strike. Getting late in the game here now in the 8th frame for her. Giving Kelly Kulik just a little bit of breathing room. Josh Blanchard throwing in another strike. Taking a 2-pin lead. Both players pacing 220. Unique thing here is both ladies, Kelly Kulik and Lee Jane Sin, are in 3rd and 4th place. We know that they get 8 pins handicap, but that's going to cancel each other out. So right now at the present moment, it looks like the two of them vying for that 3rd spot on the show. Svensson and Josh Blanchard are duking it out down there. It looks like Jesper may have left a 1-pin spare of some sort. From the angle, I'm going to say a 10-pin. Looks like Kelly left another 10-pin herself.
Oh.
And it looked like 9 miss for Jesper Svensson.
Yes.
That is going to turn out to be very costly. You cannot miss 1-pin spares at this time of the game. You're throwing senseless pins away to everybody else, and it's going to be very, very costly. It's going to come get you. Lee Jane Sin foundation frame there. Great shot in the 9th frame. Great, great shot.
Oh, was a split. Maybe 7-10.
7-10. That explains it. That's what we can't see from this angle. The camera angle we have. We certainly know that Josh has left something standing down there.
Could be really close between Kelly and Lee Jae-sin.
It's going to be close, but I'll tell you right now, Kelly finds herself, she's in third place going into this game. She's up by 10 pins right now. She's working on a spare, obviously going into the 8th frame, so she's got control of the pocket, and that was a great shot as well. So strike there in the 8th frame. Lee Jae-sin can definitely put some pressure on her accordingly. We'll have to find out what she does here in the 10th frame. Yeah, Swenson trying to bounce back after that unfortunate 7-10 there. That looked like a pretty good shot, and Lee Jae-sin striking the first shot in the 10th. This is going to get very, very interesting right now. Josh Blanchard throwing what sounded like a solid strike down there. Kelly Kulick foundation frame working on a strike here in the 9th frame. Leaves another 10 pin. Well, at least we know it's a 10. I can see that. I don't know if there's anything else standing with it. And her opponent now has thrown 4 in a row, and literally this game is a close game. Jae-sin tripping the 4, leaving the 9. She's got a possible 216 here. 16 to give her 24. Jesper Svensson. Kelly just missed a 10 pin. 9th frame missing a 10 pin. That is extremely going to cost her. I don't know now if she can get there. Josh Blanchard striking there in 9th. He's going to win the game. It's just a matter of can he get enough to get by Jesper.
Looks like another strike for Ridwan.
I don't know if Jesper strike. Yeah. Ridwan, not only did he just strike, but he just knocked Kelly Kulick out of the show. Well, she knocked herself out when she missed.
Yeah, with a 10 pin miss.
Yeah, that was unfortunately very costly error there. Josh Blanchard striking there. It's going to give him 248. Jesper must have struck there, so
yeah, Jesper has also has a double. At least.
One is going to give him 104, but Josh is winning the game, and Josh winning the game, Josh Blanchard is going to be your tournament leader.
Yeah.
Jesper Svensson is going to be second, and Lee Jae-sin is going to qualify and be your 3rd place qualifier here for the TV stepladder finals. That being the case, unfortunately, Kelly's going to end up in what looks like 4th place.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah.
You know, solid week for Kelly. Unfortunately, knowing as close as she was, knowing where she was, she certainly did not want to finish down in 4th place, leading with 2 or 3 games to go. So,
yeah, unfortunately.
Yep.
Okay, Parker. Thanks for so long.
Well, thanks a lot for having me.
See you back in the finals.
I certainly will look forward to it. Trust me.
Great. Thank you, Parker.
Enjoy the rest of this great facility right here in Munich, everyone. Thanks again.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.